What happens when, the mundane comforts of daily life, like your favorite takeout meal, suddenly just vanish, gone, because of some global trade dispute?
Yeah, I mean, could a craving for, say, butter chicken actually bring a superpower to its
It
knees?
sounds absurd, doesn't it? What,
Totally.
what if it wasn't just possible, but actually like a stunning revelation about modern geopolitical leverage?
That's the fascinating question right at the heart of our deep dive today. And
Hmm.
honestly, the answer is way more surprising and frankly, more delicious than you might think.
Hmm.
It really challenges our assumptions about where true power actually lies.
Absolutely. So today, we're dissecting a truly unique, really extraordinary case study. Our sources lay out this detailed, almost cinematic narrative called Barackface, Operation Tandoor, Game On.
Right.
And this isn't just a story. It's described as a meticulously crafted account of a fictional, but incredibly illustrative culinary trade war.
Hmm.
It apparently unfolded, triggered by a series of executive orders from, well, a certain president, and met with an equally audacious and utterly delicious resistance.
And our mission today is really to unpack this gripping narrative. It's presented as a series of episodes, almost like a TV show.
Okay.
We're going to try and pull out the key tactics used by both sides, analyze the surprising reactions from the public, from politicians,
Right.
and hopefully distill some insights into how culture, economics, and even the most basic human cravings can get tangled up in a high-stakes geopolitical standoff.
Mm.
We'll dig into the ingenious methods used by this Masala Resistance and pinpoint the unexpected vulnerabilities they managed to exploit. It's more than a tale. It feels like a blueprint for understanding influence, finding leverage where you least expect it.
So what's your big aha moment going to be today? Get ready to find out how seemingly small actions, like just deciding not to serve a really beloved dish,
Hmm.
can create these massive cascading ripple effects across an entire nation.
Yeah.
We're going to see how even the most powerful political figures can be swayed, maybe even brought to the negotiating table, not by typical sanctions or military threats, but by the simple, undeniable desire for a good meal.
It's a really compelling reminder, isn't it, that the economy and maybe even national well-being is often much more deeply tied to our daily lives, our cultural habits, and let's be honest, our stomachs, than any traditional policy brief might suggest.
Oh, sure.
This story kind of reveals a sort of gastroactivism that could actually change how we think about power.
Okay, let's unpack this fascinating narrative. Our story really kicks off with a pretty severe economic catalyst, which basically sets the stage for everything else.
Right.
We're talking about President Trump's new tariffs on Indian imports. It's a policy decision the source describes as bringing America to its knees.
Hmm.
Now, these weren't just, abstract policies being debated in Washington think tanks. They hit people directly, right in their kitchens, right in their restaurants.
And what's really striking is how immediately, how tangibly, these tariffs impacted the absolute staple ingredients crucial to Indian cuisine all across the U.S.
Yeah.
The narrative paints this vivid picture of rising costs. Cardamom prices going through the roof, mango pulp suddenly costing more than printer ink,
Wow.
and basmati rice prices seeing a significant, really painful surge. This wasn't just hitting profit margins, it was a direct assault on the very ability of these restaurants to operate.
And to serve the food people loved.
Exactly. And maybe more importantly, to serve that comfort food that had become such a beloved part of so many Americans' lives. It threatened not just businesses, but a real cultural anchor.
You can almost smell the tension, can't you? The narrative takes us right into the heart of the crisis, setting the scene at the annual Tri-State Tandoor and Spice Suppliers Gala in Edison, New Jersey. And this wasn't just your typical industry get-together. It was described as a silent, powerful protest. You see over 200 Indian restaurant owners gathered. But the steam trays, usually packed with fragrant curries and warm breads, are described as cold and empty.
Oh, wow.
That visual alone just screams how serious the situation was.
Yeah.
It's a clear signal of their collective despair and, well, their emerging intent. It's a moment of really profound, symbolic deprivation even before the real action starts.
And it was exactly that immediate shared economic pressure, this threat to both their livelihoods and their cultural heritage, that created such fertile ground for collective action.
That makes sense.
It quickly became obvious that this wasn't just a business dispute. It felt like a fight for survival, for cultural identity, and for a legacy built on these culinary traditions. When something as fundamental as food is threatened, it can ignite a very, very different kind of resistance.
And from this pressure cooker, this very literal crisis point, emerged a strategic assembly the narrative calls the Great Chapati Council.
Right.
This was no stuffy corporate board meeting, was it? It sounds much more organic, more purposeful.
Absolutely. We get introduced to the key players, this diverse group, whose combined strengths turn out to be essential.
Okay.
There's Mr. Rajiv Raju Patel, described as the legendary owner of Raju's Roti and Revenge, a name that already suggests a history of standing up for things.
Yeah.
He's tapping the microphone, clearly the leader of this assembly. Then beside him, we have Mrs. Pallavi Sharma, the sharp, formidable owner of Paneer Palace, representing a certain kind of culinary gravitas. And then there's the younger generation, embodied by Amit Desai, late 20s, clearly positioned as the tech-savvy strategist.
Got it. The brains.
And rounding out this crucial quartet is Old Uncle Bhupinder, described as a wise, seasoned figure in his 70s, sipping chai, nodding along, providing that vital historical context and, a steadying presence. This mix of experience, entrepreneurial spirit, and youthful innovation really made the council quite formidable.
Roger's opening address really sets the tone, doesn't it? He starts with this incredibly witty, relatable remark about the guy from Connecticut who just came for the free gulab jamun.
Right, breaks the ice a little.
Yeah, exactly. Which manages to break the tension for just a moment before he dives into the sheer depth of the crisis. He doesn't pull any punches. Cardamom prices are through the roof. Mango pulp costs more than printer ink. And don't even talk to me about basmati rice.
You can feel the collective frustration, that sense of being backed into a corner.
Totally.
And it's right at this moment of shared exasperation that Pallavi Sharma delivers her powerful declaration. It's a statement that really crystallizes their resolve and elevates their cause.
What did she say?
Enough is enough. The Americans survived a tea tax revolt. Now they shall taste the curry tax revolt.
Wow.
This isn't just a clever analogy, it's a brilliant reframing. It positions a culinary protest as a revolutionary act, on par with foundational moments in American history.
That's powerful.
It transforms their business struggle into a fight for cultural and economic sovereignty, giving it immense symbolic weight.
It's truly fascinating how this group, seemingly quite different people, united by this common threat to their livelihood, their culture, quickly gels into this formidable council.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like just a business meeting. It feels more like a strategic war room, a clandestine gathering, ready to make a bold, unprecedented move.
And it begs a crucial strategic question, doesn't it? When you're a group of local businesses, how do you effectively fight back against a national economic policy from a superpower?
Right. You can't just lobby in the usual way.
Exactly. Their answer, as the story details, was brilliantly ingenious because it targeted a vulnerability that probably no one in power even thought about.
Which brings us to the blueprint for their whole resistance, Operation Tandoor. And it's Amit Desai, the young tech whiz, who lays out the core strategy. And it's surprisingly simple, yet potentially devastating in its implications.
What's the plan?
He proposes. For every day Trump keeps those tariffs, we shut down half our ovens. No tandoor, no naan. America runs on carbs, they'll crack in a week.
Okay, that is where it gets really interesting. They aren't targeting economic infrastructure or political institutions directly.
Yeah.
Instead, they weaponize a basic, deeply ingrained food necessity, naan bread.
Yeah.
It's a nonviolent economic protest that targets comfort and daily routine, betting, quite literally, on the American palate's dependence on these dishes.
It's genius.
The genius is in its direct, widespread, and immediate impact on consumers, creating a level of discomfort that traditional policy just overlooks. It bypasses the head and goes straight for the stomach.
And they even had a compelling historical precedent to draw on. Old Uncle Bhupinder, with his decades of wisdom, confidently states that during the emergency in India, they smuggled pamphlets in tiffin boxes,
Right.
making him confident that this will be easier. It shows how past experiences of grassroots resistance, even in totally different contexts, can inform and embolden current tactics. Is that multi-generational wisdom coming through?
And critical to any operation like this, especially one this sensitive, is secure communication. The narrative details their immediate decision to ditch traditional phone calls and email, opting instead for a dedicated, secure WhatsApp group.
Makes sense.
And the details around this group are almost comical, but also underscore how serious they are. A profile picture of crossed rolling pin and ladle over a saffron background, A group description that reads, "Keep calm and hide the cumin," and the very first message setting the defiant tone, "Namaste, comrades. Let's make America spicy again."
Incredible.
It's a powerful illustration of how modern communication tools, often seen as just for casual chat, can be repurposed for serious grassroots movements, creating this covert, agile network.
And the operational code phrases they came up with for reporting progress were quite brilliant, weren't they?
Tell me about them.
Extra naan meant full operations were go. Triple masala meant half the ovens were shut down. And paneer party signified total victory.
Paneer party. Love it.
And if Trump actually caved, a simple gulab jamun gesture for a sweet deal.
That's fantastic.
These seemingly harmless terms created a secret language for a nationwide resistance, turning a simple restaurant update into a coded message of defiance and coordination. It's hard to imagine anyone outside their circle cracking that code.
And this layering of code and cultural reference really shows how deeply ingrained food is in their community and identity, doesn't it?
Totally.
It makes the resistance both highly effective and incredibly difficult for outsiders, particularly government intelligence, to detect, understand, or penetrate. It's a truly decentralized, culturally insulated network.
And the launch date they picked, perfectly timed for maximum impact. Friday night, peak dinner rush.
Oof, prime time.
Their target was crystal clear and utterly devastating to a craving nation.
No naan.
No butter chicken. Let's see if America can survive on plain salad. This sets up the immediate impact, a direct hit on the comfort food culture of a nation.
What's fascinating here is that their whole strategy hinges on the assumption that disrupting comfort food is a powerful enough lever to influence policy.
It's a bold gamble.
A huge gamble. It suggests that cultural dependence can actually outweigh economic policy. And as the narrative brilliantly shows, they were absolutely right.
So with Operation Tandoor fully planned and the launch date set, the big question was, how quickly would America actually feel this culinary rebellion?
And the answer, as the narrative shows, came almost immediately, ushering in what's known as the butter chicken blackout.
Okay, the stage is set, the ovens are going cold, and we jump right into episode 2, the butter chicken blackout.
Here we go.
Friday night across America quickly turned into this rapid-fire montage of culinary disbelief. Imagine Bombay Palace in Chicago with a chalkboard sign that clearly stated, butter chicken, out of stock, blame the tariffs.
Ouch.
And Curry Kingdom in Los Angeles bravely offering tofu shaped like chicken. I mean, really, the audacity.
Oh, no.
And then in Saffron Dreams in Dallas, you have a Texan tourist apparently crying, butter chicken is my birthright.
His birthright, oh dear.
The shock and outrage were immediate and visceral.
This is where the immediate impact is truly felt by the public, and it's captured so well. We witness the sheer disbelief, the frustration. At Bombay Palace, a customer clutches his menu, genuinely lamenting, "You're telling me I drove 40 minutes for dal?" The waiter's wry reply, "Sir, dal is the food of kings," only highlights the profound disconnect between cultural tradition and consumer expectation.
Yeah, for many, dal just isn't butter chicken.
Exactly. It's not the same craving. This wasn't just about missing a meal. It was about the disruption of a deeply ingrained ritual, right? That Friday night curry.
Totally. And it didn't take long for this local discomfort to spiral into a full-blown national news story. We hear CNN anchors apparently mispronouncing vindaloo.
Oh, classic.
And a field reporter in New Jersey describing chaos and what they dubbed the chickenpocalypse.
The chickenpocalypse.
It was no longer a regional issue. It became a mainstream phenomenon, fodder for cable news and water cooler conversations across the country.
And the protest's viral nature was immediately amplified by social media, which was critical in its rapid spread. Hashtag #ButterChickenBlackout apparently reached 2 million views on TikTok.
Wow, fast.
And that unforgettable meme of a crying toddler in a high chair captioned, "Day 1 without butter chicken, send help." It just shows how quickly this culinary crisis penetrated popular culture and became a shared, often humorous, experience of national deprivation.
That grassroots amplification through digital channels was absolutely crucial, wasn't it? Turning a restaurant strike into a national talking point.
Definitely. Meanwhile, within the Masala Resistance WhatsApp chat, morale was soaring. Pahlavi reports triumphantly Dallas customers chanting, "No curry, no peace."
Oh, I love it.
And Uncle Bhupinder shares this fantastic anecdote about a Minnesota guy tried to bribe me with Packers tickets for some butter chicken.
No way.
Raju, ever the strategist, quickly issues the command for Phase 2. Remove chicken tikka masala from lunch buffets. They're not just holding the line, they're actively escalating, pressing their advantage.
Smart. Keep the pressure on.
The political response, as the narrative describes, is initially one of classic denial and defiance, really underpinned by a fundamental misunderstanding. A Fox News host immediately frames it as, "Folks, this isn't just about food, this is about freedom. Today, it's butter chicken. Tomorrow, it could be cheeseburgers."
Oh boy. Broadening the threat.
Exactly, trying to align it with broader political narratives. Meanwhile, a calm culinary historian attempting to explain butter chicken's origin on another channel is apparently abruptly cut off with, "Don't deli-splain me."
Yeah.
It just highlights the immediate polarization and the struggle within official circles to even grasp the nuance, let alone the cultural significance of the situation.
And this culinary crisis even reaches the very top. We see President Trump in the White House dining room staring despondently at a microwaved frozen butter chicken meal from Trader Joe's.
Oh, the humanity.
He declares, "It's not the same, not even close. They're trying to make America sad again. We tariff harder, double the cumin tax, triple the turmeric tax."
Wow, doubling down.
And this is where the genius of their plan really shines through, isn't it? They understood that for someone like the president, a personal discomfort, even over a meal, could become a much more potent political lever than any economic report.
Absolutely. His immediate reaction is to escalate, revealing a fundamental misunderstanding of the nature of the protest, which isn't just about economics, but about cultural identity and basic human comfort.
He's missing the point entirely.
Completely. It highlights a critical blind spot in traditional power dynamics, the assumption that policy only impacts GDP, not personal palates. They were playing a completely different game.
So the consistent miscalculation from the administration and the relentless creative pressure from the resistance is the core dynamic here.
Exactly. They are applying targeted, culturally relevant pressure, and the administration is responding with blunt, often ineffective force, completely missing the psychological warfare at play.
Okay, so from comfort food, the resistance then shrewdly moves to a fundamental dairy staple, one that's irreplaceable in a vast array of dishes. Paneer.
Ah, paneer.
Crucial. Yeah. This shift brings on what the narrative calls Episode 3, Paneer Panic. The visual impact is immediate and striking. Completely empty dairy shelves in Jersey City's Little India.
Woo!
And there's this fantastic deadpan handwritten sign that apparently reads, "No paneer. Stop asking. We are not hiding it. Wink."
Huh. The wink. That's brilliant. It just adds insult to injury.
Totally. And the shop owner's responses when confronted about the missing paneer are just brilliant, turning the deprivation into this form of defiant art and humor.
How so?
When asked if there's no paneer, one apparently replies, "There's paneer, but it's under resistance custody."
Under resistance custody.
And then adding to the mystique, or in the heart of every patriot, it's a poetic, defiant way of saying, you won't find it easily because it's part of our resistance.
This strategic scarcity isn't just about economic pressure. It's about psychological impact and cultural pride. It's genius.
The WhatsApp messages from the resistance show just how coordinated they are in this paneer phase. Pahlavi declares, "Mission Paneer is live. Cheese vault secured."
A cheese vault.
Uncle Pupinder humorously complains that his basement now smells like a dairy exploded victory. And Raju's directive is clear and concise. Remember, deny everything. If asked, it's seasonal fluctuations.
Playing the long game, creating mystique around the missing paneer, making it feel like this mythical substance. Very clever.
And the montage, the Great Paneer Vanishing, vividly captures the escalating public desperation. We see Brooklyn hipsters filming themselves opening organic grocery fridges in disbelief, their faces a picture of dismay.
Oh, the horror.
There's a comical image of a Wisconsin dairy farmer furiously Googling how to make paneer while muttering, "I don't get it, it's just cheese."
Bless his heart.
The narrative highlights long lines outside Indian grocery stores with people holding increasingly desperate placards demanding, "Give peace a chance. Give paneer a chance."
It's no longer just an ethnic food issue or a niche market problem, is it? It's rapidly becoming a national culinary emergency, hitting all sorts of different people.
Totally. On CNN, the panel discussing the crisis apparently includes a guy who just really likes sag paneer, who tearfully laments, "I haven't had my greens with cubes in 3 days. My salad feels incomplete."
Oh my goodness, that's the core of their strategy right there. Attacking that deep-seated comfort, that specific element that makes a dish whole for so many. It's truly brilliant.
The crisis even escalates to a bizarre cheese emergency summit at the Wisconsin State Capitol. A dairy executive hilariously has to explain, "Ma'am, Cheddar can't handle curry. It melts.
You can't make this stuff up, but it's true, isn't it? It underscores the very specific, irreplaceable nature of paneer for Indian cuisine. You can't just substitute it with American cheese.
Exactly. The culinary integrity depends on it, revealing another layer of vulnerability.
Meanwhile, Raju, the mastermind, is depicted holding a block of paneer like it's the nuclear football, emphasizing his point. Every cube of this is leverage.
It's a potent symbol of their growing power, isn't it? The unexpected value they've managed to create from a simple dairy product.
Absolutely. And at a Senate hearing on dairy imports and national security, the narrative captures the profound lack of understanding among lawmakers. Senators are heard asking, what even is paneer? It's like tofu, but happier.
Oh, dear.
One senator even comically asks how to spell it. This cultural disconnect at the highest levels of government perfectly highlights how their initial policy ignored the real-world implications and the deep dependencies on these very specific imports.
They just didn't get it.
They simply didn't grasp the true cost of their tariffs.
And despite the mounting evidence, despite the national paneer panic, President Trump's frustration continues to escalate. We see him staring at a grilled cheese sandwich, forlornly declaring, This isn't paneer. I don't know what it is, but it's not paneer.
Still fixated.
His immediate, unthinking response, no, triple the tariffs, no more cumin, no more coriander, we'll break them before they break us. He's still doubling down, still missing the fundamental point that this isn't just about economics. It's about deeply ingrained habits and cravings.
His consistent miscalculation and the relentless creative pressure from the resistance is the core dynamic here, isn't it?
Seems like it.
They are applying targeted, culturally relevant pressure, and the administration is responding with blunt, ineffective force, revealing a profound lack of strategic insight into what truly motivates and impacts people. The psychological warfare is clearly succeeding.
Okay, so from comfort food and a dairy staple, the resistance then hits America's most precious carb, the very foundation of so many meals, bread, specifically naan.
The naan. Oh, this is serious.
This shift leads us to Episode 4, the naan shortage hearings. This issue has officially reached the highest political levels. The scene is set in a U.S. Capitol committee room under a banner boldly proclaiming, "Emergency session, congressional inquiry on bread access."
Wow, a congressional inquiry on bread access.
C-SPAN is even reporting, breaking, naan crisis enters day 10. The stakes are higher than ever.
The congressional debate itself must have been something. It truly reveals the depth of public dependence and the sheer absurdity of the situation. Senator McGriddle from Texas dramatically opens by stating, "America is a bread-loving nation, and right now, we are breadless."
Breadless, a bit dramatic.
Senator Alvarez from California, with more precise political language, corrects him. "Technically, we have bread, we just don't have naan." But McGriddle's immediate retort captures the sentiment for millions, which, for many Americans, is the bread.
He's not wrong, for a lot of people.
That semantic debate, seemingly trivial, actually underscores the profound cultural integration of naan into the American diet and psyche.
Meanwhile, the Masala Resistance WhatsApp group is, of course, absolutely buzzing. Pahlavi, ever the pragmatist, is calling it Breadgate, a nod to major political scandals.
Breadgate. Perfect.
Raju's directive is simple and powerful. Keep ovens cold, they're squirming. And Uncle Bhupinder's dry observation of a congressman eating a tortilla with curry elicits a disgusted, disgraceful.
The horror. Their morale remains incredibly high as they see their plan taking hold at the highest levels.
We then get a direct confrontation with Chef Arjun Singh, owner of Nonstop Glory, who bravely testifies before the Congressional Committee.
What does he say?
His explanation is clear and concise. You taxed our imports. The price of imported Addo wheat went up 40%. We retaliated by withholding naan. And then his powerful declaration. It's gluten diplomacy.
Gluten diplomacy. That's brilliant. Framing their actions as a legitimate strategic form of nonviolent protest, not just a business dispute. It's a fantastic way to conceptualize how cultural products can become tools of international relations.
The absurdity continues to climb with the press secretary's apparently cringe-inducing statement about the president being forced to eat his chicken curry with Wonder Bread.
Oh, no. Not Wonder Bread.
You can almost hear the collective groan from reporters across the nation. It's a statement that not only highlights the perceived suffering at the top, but also subtly underscores the sheer lack of understanding of culinary and cultural nuances.
The montage, America Without Naan, provides stark visual confirmation of this widespread desperation. We see a young couple in Portland sadly huddled over a bowl of curry and plain rice, a meal feeling profoundly incomplete.
So sad.
A BuzzFeed headline apparently screams, "We tried to make naan at home, now we're divorced," adding a touch of domestic chaos to the national crisis.
Oh, dear.
Protest signs, now ubiquitous, read, "No justice, no naan, and keep calm and bring back bread." This isn't just a food shortage, it's a movement uniting people across diverse backgrounds through a shared carb-deprived misery.
In a pivotal moment of truth during the hearing, Chef Arjun's response to Senator Alvarez, when asked what would make it stop, is brutally direct. Simple, roll back the tariffs.
Straight to the point.
And then his mic drop moment to Senator McGriddle, who had tried to deflect blame by asking about domestic wheat production, is utterly brilliant. There are no American bread farmers.
Oof, mic drop indeed.
The awkward silence that follows, as senators apparently check their notes, highlights how basic economic facts, crucial dependencies on imports, were seemingly ignored or simply unknown in the original tariff policy.
They're just hitting raw nerves now, exposing fundamental flaws in the government's approach.
Fox News, of course, spins it with escalating rhetoric, with the host declaring, "Folks, first they take our buttered chicken, then our paneer. Now, they've come for our bread. What's next? Forcing us to eat salad."
The horror. Salad. This alarmist framing attempts to broaden the cultural threat beyond just Indian cuisine, portraying it as an attack on core American values. The narrative shows how quickly media can sensationalize and distort a culinary crisis into a broader cultural war.
And back in the White House, President Trump is pacing, clearly losing patience. We see him attempting to substitute with a pizza crust shaped into naan, which predictably just isn't the same.
Probably not.
His desperate frustration boils over into a threat of full garlic bread sanctions, revealing his increasingly limited and illogical options.
Garlic bread sanctions. Okay.
Yeah.
The resistance is clearly making significant inroads, moving from impacting local communities to forcing a congressional inquiry and directly affecting the president's personal comfort and political rhetoric. Their strategy is proving incredibly effective, turning an economic policy into a matter of national dietary emergency.
The resistance then takes the fight directly to the political heartland, infiltrating the very dining halls of power. In Curry on the Hill, Episode 5.
Oh, I like the sound of this.
Can you imagine the scene at the Capitol Hill lobbying lunchroom? Senators and staffers expecting steaming curry, naan baskets, and fragrant basmati rice instead receive a stark, symbolic meal. 1 scoop of plain white rice, 1 boiled potato, a paper cup of room-temperature tap water.
Wow, that's an act of culinary defiance right there.
Totally. The deadpan waiter's explanation of this minimalist fare is absolutely key, transforming a mere meal into a direct, undeniable political statement. "Sir, this is an authentic tariff-era Indian meal. Imported spices are unavailable."
Brilliant. It forces lawmakers to experience the immediate personal consequences of their own policies firsthand, bypassing all the political rhetoric and hitting them directly in their stomachs. It's a brilliant move of psychological warfare.
And the political outrage is immediate and theatrical. Senator Alvarez's apparent shock. Where's the sag paneer, the butter chicken, the naan? And Senator McGriddle's dramatic gasp. "No curry, this is un-American."
These reactions perfectly capture the visceral, almost childish response when deeply ingrained comforts are removed. It's no longer about policy, it's about personal deprivation.
The WhatsApp messages from the resistance are, understandably, filled with pride and triumph. Raju's declaration, "No masala, no mercy," reflects their unwavering resolve.
Good for them.
Pahlavi, ever the strategic historian, calls it our Gettysburg, elevating their culinary standoff to a historic battle. And Uncle Bhupinder's humorous observation that one senator asked if ketchup counts as curry adds to the absurdity, but also sharply points out the deep cultural disconnect still prevalent among some lawmakers.
Ketchup is curry. Oh my.
The pressure mounts with a crucial private meeting where lobbyists from the American Curry Council directly confront desperate lawmakers, spelling out the undeniable truth. "The president can't eat another Trader Joe's frozen karma without crying. You have leverage."
Wow. That's the direct, unvarnished link. The president's personal suffering and the public's widespread discontent are finally translating into political will and a desperate need for a resolution.
What's truly fascinating is the emergence of an underground relief valve right in the heart of the political capital. A single Indian food truck, Pika Tika Boom, openly operating near the Capitol.
No way.
Drawing a line that wraps around the block, composed of half senators, half interns. The food truck guy, operating like a culinary illicit dealer, is apparently caught whispering, "Extra cilantro's $5, keep it quiet."
This scene brilliantly shows both the market's adaptability to extreme demand and the intense illicit craving that the tariffs have inadvertently created, even at the highest echelons of power. Supply and demand, right?
Exactly. The symbolism of spice itself is elevated on C-SPAN, where a representative from Ohio holds up a jar of garam masala like it's a holy relic, passionately arguing that Congress must act before this spice famine destroys the very soul of our nation.
The soul of the nation depends on garam masala.
The almost comical shot of a confused congressman mouthing, "What's garam masala?" underscores that persistent cultural divide once again. It's a testament to how deeply and often unnoticed these global ingredients have become integrated into the national fabric.
The montage, the spiceless lunch protest, visually emphasizes this pervasive discomfort. We see senators sadly poking at plain rice, a staffer furtively sneaking a samosa from their bag as if it were contraband,
Sneaking samosas.
and protesters outside chanting, "Hey, hey, ho, ho, these tariffs have got to go," while waving curry-scented incense sticks. The protest is both impactful and darkly humorous, underscoring the universal human response to deprivation.
Meanwhile, back in the White House, Trump is still watching the curry crisis on Fox News, stubbornly believing they're weak, they'll cave. Nobody can go more than 3 days without tikka masala, not even me.
Famous last words.
His aide's subtle, knowing jab, "Sir, you haven't," and Trump's immediate defensive response that's classified highlights his increasing detachment from reality and the subtle internal cracks in his seemingly unwavering resolve.
Yeah, the pressure is clearly getting to him. The conflict is moving beyond physical deprivation, now seeping into the vast chaotic world of the internet and the psychological warfare of political optics, creating an inescapable pressure cooker.
And that leads us perfectly into episode 6, the hashtag TikTok Ticket Challenge, where the resistance, recognizing the power of viral culture, goes fully digital.
Taking it to TikTok. Smart move.
We're introduced to a TikTok influencer complete with purple hair and an apron, bravely launching this challenge as a direct digital response to the ongoing restaurant closures. It's an ingenious move to leverage collective frustration.
But I bet the consequences were interesting.
Oh yeah. As the narrative gleefully highlights, they're immediate and often disastrous. We see hapless individuals shoving marinated chicken into a toaster oven, which promptly sparks and catches fire.
Oh dear. Fire hazard.
An on-screen warning flashes ominously, "Do not try this at home, seriously." This beautifully highlights the very real and often comical dangers of amateur cooking when desperation sets in, proving that some dishes are best left to the experts.
The montage, TikTok Tikka Mayhem, sounds chaotic and paints a vivid picture of the national culinary catastrophe. Imagine a frat house using a hairdryer to char chicken.
A hairdryer.
A suburban dad grilling skewers on a car engine, and an utterly confused grandma in Florida asking, "Is this tikka?" You can practically hear the smoke alarm symphony ringing out across America as thousands of ill-fated culinary experiments go wrong.
It really underscores the absurd lengths people are going to just to get a taste of their beloved comfort food.
The Masala Resistance WhatsApp chat offers a fascinating internal perspective on this chaos. Pallavi notes with satisfaction, "Our plan is working. America is choking on its own smoke." Raju, however, displays a touch of despair, lamenting, "One guy on YouTube made tikka with peanut butter. Humanity is lost."
Peanut butter tikka.
Oh.
No. Just no.
Uncle Bhupinder's resigned humor, "Just saw a senator in an apron, God help us," adds to the pervasive sense of a nation truly unraveling without its curry.
Media coverage is a delightful mix of alarm and ridicule, further amplifying the crisis. Fox News apparently reports with a straight face on a man who tried to make curry in his bathtub.
In his bathtub?
And the host asks rhetorically, and they wonder why property values are dropping. Senator McGriddle's own live-streamed cooking disaster, where he clumsily throws raw chicken into a dry pan, elicits live comments like, "Is that dry?" and urgent calls to call 911.
Oh, the comment section must have been brutal.
CNN reports a staggering 500 million views worldwide and 3,000 minor kitchen fires, leading fire departments to issue advisories. Chicken tikka is not worth your house. The digital amplification is turning this culinary protest into a full-blown national crisis that threatens homes, not just palates.
And then there's Trump, in a truly bizarre moment, scrolling TikTok, seeing a teen marinating chicken in Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew marinade, wow.
And actually considering whether to join it. Does anyone have skewers? This shows his increasing loss of control and almost complete detachment from the severity of the situation. It's a remarkable sign of how far the crisis has evolved, from policy to a deeply personal, almost absurd culinary obsession.
So while public kitchens literally burned down across the country, a shadowy market inevitably emerged to satisfy the desperate cravings, leading us to Episode 7, The Rise of Black Markets, Mango Lassi Diplomacy.
Mango Lassi Diplomacy, I love it. The names are fantastic.
The narrative sets a wonderfully illicit scene.
Uh,
A shady parking garage where mason jars of golden mango lassi are exchanged for crisp cash.
Very clandestine.
The dealer, playing on political anxieties, whispers, 2 jars for 50, 3 if you promise to vote against the tariffs. We even see a congressional aide making the deal, clinking jars like champagne glasses, highlighting the high-stakes, almost celebratory nature of acquiring this illicit comfort.
Using Lassie for political leverage. Incredible.
The Resistance Network, as revealed through their WhatsApp messages, is clearly highly organized and incredibly sophisticated. Raju confirms, first DC drop successful, target satisfied.
Targets satisfied. Sounds ominous.
Pahlavi's intelligence is precise. Agent Kulfi reports the House Majority Whip likes his lassi extra sweet, and Uncle Bhupinder's warning is strategic. Careful. Too much cardamom, and they get suspicious.
Agent Kulfi, this isn't just a grassroots movement anymore. It's a highly sophisticated clandestine operation leveraging specific tastes to gain political influence.
The illicit trade even permeates the highest echelons of power. We find 2 generals in a Pentagon break room, sipping lassi, acknowledging it as contraband now.
Generals drinking contraband Lassie. Fantastic.
One even admits getting it from a food truck in a back alley, showing that the need for comfort food is overriding even military discipline and protocol. It's a testament to the primal power of a simple craving.
Trump, however, is becoming increasingly paranoid, a clear sign of the resistance's success in psychological warfare. He now suspects even regular milk, fearing it's secretly Lassie,
Paranoid about milk.
and issues a bizarre order to double the yogurt patrols. This illustrates the deep psychological impact the resistance has instilled, turning everyday foods into objects of suspicion.
The montage, the Black Market Lassi Network, visually depicts this thriving underground economy. We see smoothies exchanged in unmarked bags, lobbyists discreetly carrying thermoses labeled herbal tea,
Sure, herbal tea.
and even a Secret Service agent sneaking a sip while checking IDs. It's an amusing yet incredibly telling visual of how pervasive the illicit demand has become, infiltrating every level of society.
A CNN investigative report, chillingly titled Lassagate, questions if politicians are being sweet-talked into policy change, complete with grainy, hidden camera footage of a senator drinking with blissful abandon.
Lassagate. This public exposure only adds to the pressure, raising ethical questions about whether personal cravings are influencing national policy.
Pahlavi articulates the core psychological leverage of this strategy beautifully. They can resist losing naan, they can survive without paneer, but mango lassi, that hits the soul.
Hits the soul, that's deep.
Raju confirms the efficacy of this emotional targeting. We've got them hooked. Tariffs will crumble before their teeth do from all the sugar. This is their ultimate strategy, targeting their emotional, deeply personal connection to food, proving that a sweet drink can be more powerful than any economic report.
And then, the final, most deliciously insidious contraband emerges, the one that truly seals the deal. The samosa smuggling ring in Episode 8.
Ah, the samosa, the ultimate comfort food.
The narrative opens with a dramatic scene at JFK Airport TSA where an agent holds up a foil packet, suspiciously sniffing it, to reveal a golden, perfectly fried samosa.
Busted.
The collective gasp from the line of passengers and the agent's dramatic call, fried contraband, immediately sets the stage for a new level of culinary crime.
Fried contraband. Love it.
The WhatsApp updates from the resistance reveal their evolving logistical challenges and clever workarounds. Raju warns, airports on high alert. Stick to train stations, adapting their distribution network.
Smart. Gotta stare at.
Pahlavi details a DC drop successful. Congressman hid samosas in a folder marked tax code revisions, highlighting the ingenious methods used to smuggle these forbidden treats into the very heart of power.
Hiding samosas in the tax code. That's commitment.
Uncle Bhupinder shares a funny anecdote. One senator paid in chutney packets instead of cash, underscoring the flourishing black market and the desperate lengths to which officials would go.
Paying in chutney. What a world.
The underground parking garage scene, with 2 lobbyists exchanging a briefcase filled with neatly stacked samosas, still steaming, speaks volumes. There are hushed promises of secrecy, highlighting the high stakes and the illicit thrill of this forbidden exchange.
This isn't just about food anymore, is it? It's about power, access, and the dark underbelly of a craving nation.
The montage. The samosa cartel shows how truly pervasive the craving has become, reaching every corner of society. Imagine Maryland PTA meetings turning into covert snack exchanges.
The PTA samosa cartel.
Or a bake sale at the Supreme Court steps where disguised samosas are the hottest commodity. And the delivery drone dropping a samosa-filled lunchbox onto the Capitol lawn.
A drone delivery. That visual alone screams desperation and the absurd lengths people will go to. It truly highlights that primal human need, doesn't it? When a basic comfort is removed, people will go to incredible, often absurd lengths to reclaim it. It's no longer about policy. It's about survival for the soul, almost.
CNN reports with alarm. Federal authorities have uncovered a samosa smuggling ring allegedly linked to the ongoing Masala Resistance. Experts say samosa deprivation has reached critical levels.
Critical samosa levels.
A crying man in Ohio perfectly encapsulates the public's exasperation. I've been eating Hot Pockets for a week. It's not the same.
The nation is teetering on the brink of a fried, food-induced meltdown.
In a heated Senate hearing, Senator McGriddle, clearly losing his composure, waves a samosa in a plastic bag, bizarrely calling it the real enemy. Fried, seasoned, delicious.
He's losing it.
And Senator Alvarez, completely exasperated and clearly at her wit's end, snaps back. Stop waving it around. We haven't had lunch yet.
This perfectly captures the rising tension and raw nerves among lawmakers who are clearly feeling the hunger pangs themselves.
The White House Situation Room scene is dire, painting a picture of national crisis. A map of America glows ominously, showing vast red samosa shortage zones.
Oh, wow. A samosa shortage map in the Situation Room.
A general reports grimly, "Sir, we're losing the Midwest. They resorted to eating microwave pizza rolls." And then, in a rare moment of vulnerable honesty, Trump himself admits, "This is worse than the chicken thing. I like the chicken thing. But the samosas hurt."
He admits it. This is a significant turning point. The president's personal admission of suffering reveals that the cumulative pressure has finally reached him on a deeply emotional level. The resistance's strategy of targeting personal comfort and deeply ingrained cravings is proving incredibly effective.
It proves that even a powerful leader has a breaking point when it comes to their palate. The stage is set for a dramatic climax.
Absolutely. And so, the cumulative pressure built brick by delicious brick finally leads to the president's public breaking point, brilliantly detailed in Episode 9, Trump tweets about tandoori tyranny.
Tandoori tyranny. Perfect.
We're transported to 3:12 a.m. in the White House, with Trump apparently in a Make Curry Great Again t-shirt, furiously tweeting into the night. It's a spectacular meltdown.
Well, I bet the tweets were something else.
The specific all-caps tweets are astonishing, revealing his sheer frustration and growing obsession. He rails, "Indian restaurants are trying to blackmail America. Culinary terrorism."
Culinary terrorism, wow.
And no butter chicken. Sad, I made the best butter chicken. Everyone says so. He even adds a boastful, desperate plea. "If I want tandoori, I will get tandoori. Biggest tandoori, believe me."
The biggest tandoori, okay.
But the most telling and surprisingly vulnerable tweet of all reads, "Fake news says samosas are good for you wrong, but I miss them so much."
The sad face emoji. Oh my goodness. It's a moment of profound, almost childlike admission of deprivation.
Within minutes, hashtag Tandoor tyranny trends worldwide. The resistance, of course, is having an absolute field day. Their WhatsApp chat alive with excitement. Raju confirms with satisfaction he's losing it. We're in his head.
They totally are.
Plavi, ever quick on the digital draw, instructs, "Post the meme." And Uncle Bhupinder, with perfect timing, sends the photoshopped image of Trump as a naan bread with the caption, "Nonsense."
Nonsense. Brilliant. They're not just winning the culinary war, they're winning the meme war, too.
Media coverage immediately erupts into a frenzy of analysis and, perhaps inevitably, more memes. Fox News debates with straight faces if tikka masala is even Indian or secretly British, showcasing the desperate attempts to reframe the crisis.
Trying to find an angle, any angle.
CNN reports breathlessly on the Twitter meltdown and the flood of viral memes, specifically highlighting Trump's face deep-fried into a samosa, captioned Executive Order 65, deep fry everything. Another memorable image is an animated GIF of naan bread slowly crushing the White House.
Oh, the creativity. This digital chaos is both a symptom and a powerful amplifier of the crisis, turning political frustration into global entertainment.
And in an unexpected political twist, an aide reveals Trump's approval ratings are actually up among people who want more Indian food.
You're kidding. That's incredibly ironic.
Even in his escalating desperation, Trump attempts to cut a bizarre Great American Non-Pact, suggesting, we'll give them one naan for every vote. The aide's dry, exasperated response, that's not how trade works, highlights the president's increasingly fantastical and out-of-touch solutions.
One naan per vote.
Wow. The social media chaos is pervasive. TikTok teens are lip-syncing Trump's tweets to Bollywood songs. Reddit threads explode with how to make naan in a crisis recipes. And Instagram influencers post thoughts and prayers for the naan lists. The entire nation is utterly immersed in this curry-centric crisis.
The sheer depth of the cultural penetration of this issue, how it moves from policy to personal cravings to viral internet content, is truly remarkable.
The pressure from every angle is immense, but just as the Twitter war hits fever pitch and the nation seems on the verge of total culinary collapse, the tariffs are about to crumble. Not from politics, not from economic reports, but from the smell of one dish too powerful to resist.
Okay, this brings us to the grand finale, Episode 10, the Big Vindaloo Victory.
The Vindaloo Victory, the ultimate weapon. The scene is perfectly set in the Oval Office. A silver serving dish, emanating the fiery aroma of Vindaloo, is strategically placed on Trump's desk.
Oh, the smell alone.
His reaction is immediate and visceral. What is that smell? It's a primal, almost instinctual response. The aide, clearly nervous but resolute, delivers the ultimate culinary ultimatum. End the tariffs, or never taste this again.
That's it. The final gambit.
It's the ultimate weapon, cutting through all political bluster and going straight for the gut.
The Resistance's WhatsApp chat must have been electric. It reveals their incredible confidence and meticulous planning for this final act. Pallavi confirms Operation Vindaloo in motion.
They were ready.
Raju, the strategic leader, states calmly, if he signs, naan flows within the hour. And Uncle Bhupinder, adding a touch of delicious, vengeful glee, reveals, I added extra chili. That man will see God.
Oh my. Extra chili Vindaloo in the Oval Office, they knew exactly what they were doing, right down to the spice level.
And then, the moment of capitulation. Raw and undeniable. Trump takes a bite of the fiery Vindaloo. His face immediately turns beet red, eyes watering.
You can picture it perfectly.
He frantically grabs for a mango lassi, gasping, get me the trade people, now! The taste of true Vindaloo, the shock of that heat, combined with the sublime flavor, breaks him. All the defiance, all the stubbornness melts away under the culinary assault.
It's a beautiful, illustrative moment of human weakness, overpowering political might. The stomach wins.
The revolution is swift and celebratory. We cut to a Rose Garden press conference. Trump, flanked by chefs in aprons and senators holding non-baskets, a picture of newly found culinary harmony.
What a visual.
His declaration is one of profound, if grudging, surrender. Today, in the name of spice and national harmony, I am rolling back tariffs on Indian imports. Nobody makes curry like India. Nobody.
He admits it.
He even offers a grand promise of free naan for all Americans, but with a caveat. Only the good naan, not the dry naan. Still got to get that dig in, huh? Only the good naan. The montage, America reunited with curry, shows the immediate nationwide relief and sheer joy. Lines wrap around the block at Indian buffets. Naan flies out of ovens as if reborn.
People must have been ecstatic.
College students are seen doing joyful non-toss competitions. News anchors are caught eating butter chicken live on air, nearly crying with joy. And even a Pentagon briefing is apparently interrupted by a celebratory samosa delivery.
The country is quite literally re-spiced and reunited, a testament to the power of a good meal.
The final scene in Raju's back office encapsulates the triumph of the resistance. Pallavi raises a glass of chai, toasting. To the great curry standoff, may America never take spices for granted again.
Hear, hear.
Raju, ever vigilant, agrees. And may the Chapati Council always be ready, just in case. And Uncle Bhupinder, with a twinkle in his eye, offers an ominous, humorous suggestion for their next culinary target. Next time, we target British fish and chips.
Huh. Watch out, Britain. As the narrative concludes, Operation Tandoor came to a close, a reminder that in the battle of politics and palate, sometimes the stomach wins. It's a powerful illustrative story of how deeply our cravings and cultural ties can impact the highest levels of power.
It offers a truly unique lens through which to view geopolitical conflict, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So beyond the humor and the absurdity, what Operation Tandoor truly reveals is the surprising fragility of modern state power when confronted with a decentralized, culturally rooted rebellion.
Yeah.
It highlights the surprising leverage that deeply ingrained cultural elements, especially food, can have in geopolitical political and economic disputes. It's not just about trade policy or GDP, it's profoundly about identity, comfort, and the daily rituals that define us.
This wasn't just resistance, it was gastroactivism, a powerful lesson in how collective action, fueled by cultural identity and a shared love for food, can force even the most powerful to the negotiating table.
Often exploiting vulnerabilities they never even considered. It speaks volumes about the potential of seemingly ordinary groups to impact national policy when core values are threatened.
And you really can't ignore the sheer humor and absurdity woven throughout the narrative, from crying customers convinced butter chicken is their birthright to the chaos of bathtub curry.
Right.
A president tweeting about missing samosas and mango lassi being traded like illicit contraband. This element humanizes the concept of a trade war, making it incredibly relatable and showing that even in conflict, there's an underlying human element that can be both comical and profoundly impactful.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it truly underscores the profound interconnectedness of global systems. A single tariff on imported ingredients can trigger this complex chain reaction affecting everything from local restaurants to national politics and even global social media trends.
It's a vivid illustration of how deeply global supply chains and cultural exchange are intertwined, and how pulling one thread can unravel a much larger tapestry.
And the role of media in amplification is abundantly clear here. Traditional news media and new digital platforms like TikTok, WhatsApp, and Twitter didn't just report on the crisis, they actively amplified it.
Yeah, they fanned the flames.
They shaped public opinion, spread the message of the resistance, and directly influenced the actions of political leaders. It's a powerful testament to the power of shared experience, even of deprivation, in the digital age, and how quickly public sentiment can shift on seemingly trivial matters when they touch a deep nerve.
So what's your takeaway from this fascinating deep dive? We really encourage you, the listener, to consider the hidden power dynamics in your own daily consumption habits.
What common goods or cultural practices in your life could become unexpected levers of influence in a future conflict or protest? How might a culinary coup unfold in another context, maybe targeting different comfort foods entirely?
From the initial tariffs that, as the source says, brought America to its knees, to the delicious Vindaloo victory that restored national harmony, we've taken an incredible journey through the Operation Tandoor saga.
In a world increasingly shaped by economic policy and geopolitical maneuverings, what other seemingly simple everyday elements, maybe a cup of coffee, a certain type of fabric, or even a specific kind of music, might hold the key to unexpected leverage? This story really challenges us to look beyond the obvious.
What does it truly mean when, as our story so brilliantly shows, the stomach ultimately wins the war? Next time you savor a meal, you might just be tasting the potential for a whole new, delicious kind of diplomacy.